Hello, everybody. Today, for our unit of inquiry, we are going to invent an animal. We are going to make up an animal that doesn't exist right now, but we're going to make it up, invent it, so that it can survive in a specific habitat. Okay, so on your grid, I have three pictures of three different habitats. One is an underwater, like an ocean, a coral reef, so an aquatic habitat, so the ocean or sea. Another one is the desert. A desert is a place where it gets very, very, very little rain in 1 year. So it doesn't have grass or trees in the same way some places do, because it just doesn't have enough water to survive there. And the third habitat is, what is it? Rainforest. Rainforest. On the other end is a rainforest, is a place that gets a lot of rain. So it can, lots and lots of things can grow there and live there. Where deserts, it's a little harder to live. And the picture of the marine habitat is a coral reef, and that's where lots and lots of fish live and sharks live. But we're going to try to make up our own animal, and on our animal, what we have to do is we have to have an adaptation. So we can make anything up. So something, an adaptation is something that helps the animal survive in its habitat. Okay, so let's see. Let me see if I can get a picture. Okay, I can't get the picture up right here, but I'm going to choose the desert habitat. Okay, so a habitat, just to remind you, a habitat is something that where animals can find food, they can find water, and where they're safe. Okay, so now the desert habitat, I need to invent an animal to live in the desert habitat. So I think I'm going to base mine off of a lizard. And in a desert, not only is it dry, but oftentimes it's very, very hot. You got the sun coming down, it's just no clouds because there's no rain clouds. And then the sand or the dirt, it heats up, so you got heat coming from the sky, you got heat coming from the ground. So I want to invent something where my animal can stay out of that sun a little bit. Okay, so let's see. What am I going to draw? So the first thing, draw. I'm not sure about that. I'm trying to draw a leg, but we'll just draw simple legs here. And I'm going to come back to these legs because I think I'm going to do another adaptation for the legs. Okay, so I am going to draw some sort of lizard. Okay, got a long lizard tail. Okay, now the first thing that I want to do as far as an adaptation is that sun is super, super hot. So my animal is going to have something on its back that can open up, maybe like an umbrella. To give the animal some shade from the sun. Okay, so then the sun will shoot down, the sun will shine, and it'll give my animal some shade so the animal can stay cooler. Now, another thing I mentioned was that the sand gets really, really hot, or the sand or the dirt gets really, really hot in the desert. So what I want to do is I want to do something with my animal's feet so that that the animal doesn't have to walk on that hot and burn its little feet. That's what I'm thinking. So maybe instead of having feet, that go like this, all that stuff can sit on the sand. Maybe my animal will have, so it'll just walk on its tiptoes. So instead of the whole thing touching the ground, just little pieces will touch the ground. So that, whoopsie daisy, that one's a little too Those little points touching the ground. Okay. All right. So now I have 2 adaptations on my animal so that my animal can live in the desert. Okay. So now I need to tell what they are. So adaptation number 1 is an umbrella to keep the sun. Keep the sun off the lizard. All right. I think it's also important that the umbrella can close too. So when it's not too sunny, the lizard can just close the umbrella and get a little bit of sun. All right. My second is pointy feet. Pointy feet. What did I look? Pointy feet. Oh, it's hard to write when it gets lower like this. Pointy feet. So the lizard doesn't have to step on, whoops, I didn't put a space there, the sand. Okay. All right. So my animal, well, let's see, you can't see my writing. I know it is a little messy at that. All right. So my animal, I didn't, it's some kind of lizard. I didn't give my animal a name, but the 2 adaptations that it has, so that it can live in the desert is 1, it has an umbrella to block the sun so the animal doesn't get too hot, doesn't get sunburned, and pointy feet so that it can walk on the hot sand or the hot dirt without burning its feet. Okay, so that is your job. So you're going to first look at the pictures in the grid, the ocean habitat, the desert habitat, and the rainforest habitat. Choose one of those, and you're going to make up an animal to live there. And then when you make it up, you need to show us an adaptation or 2 that animal has to help it survive in its habitat. Okay? I had 2. Maybe you can do 2. That'd be good. But make sure you have at least 1. Okay? All right. Off you go. Have fun doing that.